Hey, this is Hayden Griffin, owner of Nucleo Financial. Thank you for joining us. One of the main questions that I get from my clients is, what kind of insurance do I need, and what's the difference in between term insurance and permanent insurance? So I wanted to make a short video just to give you a little bit of clarity, especially if you're thinking about purchasing life insurance in the near future. So to start off with term, we think of it as kind of a temporary insurance for a fixed amount of time. You're going to have a couple of different ones, but the main ones that we use are going to be ART, which means annually renewable term. And what that is basically a term policy that gives you the death benefit, but it does renew on a yearly basis. So if you're thinking something short term, 1 and 2 years, this would be a great option for you. The most common one that we use and the most beneficial that we find for our clients is going to be for a term policy for X amount of years. You can set a policy for 10, 15, 20, even 30 years if you would like. And basically what this does, it gives you a set premium that won't increase over time unless you do have riders. But you will be covered for your death benefit for your family, your loved ones, or a charity of choice in your passing. So that's really beneficial. One thing to note as well, when thinking about term policies, they are typically less expensive. Which would be a good addition outside of your employer as well. Second, moving on to permanent policies, there's going to be a number of different these guys, and I just wanted to make a short video of what are the most common ones used throughout the financial world. But the second one is going to be a permanent whole life policy. And basically what that is a policy that's going to be based on your health and well-being as well as age right now into the rest of your life. And so you're going to have, the premium is going to be based on when you apply and when you approve and get started, but that actually runs for the duration of your life. Something to think about if you are considering whole life or permanent life insurance is if you have a strong family history with a long lifespan, chances are, if you are in good health or maybe don't know of any underlying conditions, that you're going to have a long life. So that's maybe something to consider, especially if you see life insurance being beneficial for a very long term. Another benefit of this is that there are actually living benefits that come along with whole life insurance or permanent insurance, and that is called cash value. Essentially what it is as you make your premium payments throughout the span of its lifetime, it actually accrues in value that you can use these cash value benefits, kind of like a savings, if you will, for while you are still alive. So if you want to make a big purchase later on down the line, or just use that as cash, you certainly can. If you don't, however, that will be added to your death benefit at a taxable rate, which is even more of a win, right? Because if life insurance is important to you, your beneficiaries are going to benefit just a little bit more, which is great. The downfall of it, or maybe if you've done a little bit of research, is that it is more expensive, right? And that's going to be a big factor. With Nucleo, it's an Italian phrase for core. And so what we focus on is the actual fundamentals, the core values, and what you actually need, aside from all the fluff, right? So you and I, if we were to work together, we would find what you actually need. Is it a less expensive term policy? Or are we thinking more of the long term and helping you with the whole life or a permanent policy if you see fit? Just a little bit of touch on what the application process looks like for both term and perm policies. We actually send a nurse to your home. It's going to be free of charge, of course, but they actually take your vitals and take a health screening to see your eligibility, your health, and really just your lifespan of how healthy you are. From there, it goes into the insurance company's database, and they actually run it through an algorithm to find what your life expectancy will be. And from there, and this is known maybe throughout the financial world, that's called actuarial science that helps you determine what your premium will be. And so from there, you're going to know what your premium will be, and you can decide on what would be a good fit. Is it a 10-year? Is it a 20-year term policy? Is it a whole life policy? And maybe we talk about that cash value benefit. And then from there, you have the coverage. One thing that I want you to know as well, that it is very important to have life insurance outside of an employer. If your employer does give you coverage, absolutely take it. Absolutely take it. This is not going to be a supplement for that, but it is important as well to know that chances are you're not going to work for your employer for the rest of your life, and that it should be a top priority to have that life insurance coverage outside of your employer because they technically own it. In my world, I help my clients own their life insurance policy. I myself just had my first child, and so life insurance personally is top of mind for me as well. So if you have kids, if you have a family, or if you have maybe just a charity that you want to give back and maybe make that contribution that you weren't necessarily able to do, or continue that contribution that you've done in your life, life insurance is really important. So of course, thank you for watching. And thank you for visiting Nucleo Financial's website. Give us a call directly or fill out the form below. We'd be happy to give you a free quote. All of our consultations are going to be complimentary to you. You don't pay for our service, but we certainly help you find out what you need. Again, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.